means the love of Krishna is always there in our heart. It's not that something you have to bring it from outside. But we have forgotten the relationship. And we feel that I can live without the God very happy. It's like, Prabhupada used to give an example that there is a fish, right? You take it out of the fish and you put it in a golden plate. Give whatever pizza or anything, steak or whatever you want to feed. Does the fish will be happy? Fish will be happy outside the water? No. Why? Right. So his natural condition, constitution, position is to live in water. Right? There is a great story in Srimad Bhagavatam that Gajendra and crocodile, they have a fight. So Gajendra was a very strong elephant. And crocodile was also a strong animal, but he lives in the water. And elephant live on the ground. So now the elephant made a mistake that he tried to go in the water and crocodile catch. Even though the elephant was 1,000 times more stronger, but the crocodile will win the battle. Why? Because crocodile natural condition is to live in water. That's where he gets all the strength, not just the happiness. Elephant, he has to live on the ground. So when he changed his position, then all his strength, everything becomes diminished. So we should learn from those examples, but as long as we will live our life, who we really are is the spirit soul. And we act according to satisfy the soul. We will gain so much strength. Actually, I feel that all the human beings, we are utilizing only 7% of our intelligence, our ability. We have not tapped into 93% of our abilities because we are looking for something which is not our natural position. When we put ourselves in the natural positions, then all the strength will come to us. Unlimited power we can gain, but we are not utilizing properly. That's the reason we are feel weak. We cannot achieve our goal. We can't be happy in this world. All these things happen because of one root cause that we have forgotten our identification. And our identification is eternally we are servant of God. And if we live our life, then it becomes so wonderful. Like give you an example. We have to cooperate. Now this hand, suppose the hand think that why I will have to keep on lifting the weight. Leg will think I will have to walk and everything. The eyes will think that, okay, I will have to keep on looking. My brain has to utilize to study or whatever. Then they thought, why his stomach doesn't do anything? Why we have to feed him? He just doesn't do anything. So all these, different part of the body, they went on the strike. I don't want to help that stomach. I'm working hard. I'm not going to fail. So what happened ultimately? The leg doesn't walk, hand doesn't do the activity, brain doesn't function, and they don't feed even that in the stomach. What happened? The body becomes weaker and weaker. And even though the hand was very strong, he won't be able to lift even 10 grams. Weakness will come. So this is our conditions. That as long as we will utilize our body according to our dharma, dharma never get changed. It is not that, okay, you are a man, so your dharma is different, woman is different, or if you are in a white body or a black body or a brown body. Dharma remain same. What is the definition of dharma? Dharma of the water is liquid, right? If it turns the water with the cool temperature into ice, you won't say this is water. Water means it's liquidity. What is the symptom of the fire? What is the dharma of the fire? To give heat and light. Now, if some substance is there that you see that there is no heat or no light, you can tell that this is a fire. So every one of us has the dharma, and that dharma for us is to engage our mind and senses in service of the God. You may study so many things and you may have a great plan in your life, but as long as if we don't remain in our constitution positions, no matter how hard we try, you know, people, they are the most hardworking people, right? Very hardworking people, labor class. They work very, very hard. Still, they don't have the luxuries. And the person who has the doesn't work, they can play on the golf course, right? All day long. And they don't work. So in our life, we have to understand who we are. And we have to put some effort. And we have seen that whoever is practicing the Bhakti Yoga, when they understand that this is prime, my duty is to serve the God in all circumstances, then because God is unlimited, He has all the potential. All this, when you associate and serve someone, they bless you. And we attain the same qualification as the Supreme God. We can become much more stronger than anybody else. We can become more intelligent than anybody else. We can become famous. We can become knowledgeable. We can renunciate because we can become happy with whatever the situation we are in. It's not that particular situation will make us happy. God has created all this season, right? Like last 2 months in Houston, we don't have any rain for 2 months. And the temperature was 110 degrees. Why those seasons has been created by God? To teach us something. That we need to learn to live in harmony of the nature. As long as we will live a simple life in a natural way, we don't need that much to live. Why we are hankering for so many things in the life? Our necessity is provided. The elephant, how much vegetables the elephant consume in a day? 65 kg, a lot more than. But have you seen elephant die because of the no food? Very much. You look at the small ant. Did you see the ant get died because no food? When God brings us in this material world, all the provision has been made. And we have also the destiny according to our activity we perform in the previous life, because soul is eternal. We keep on changing the body like this shirt. When it becomes old, I will throw it out and I'll wear the new shirt. But the body will remain the same. I can change the shirt outwardly. So we may change the body, but our real identity, our soul never gets changed. So any activity we perform, it stays within our heart, with the soul. You know, a lot of the time when I speak to the newer people that they don't believe in God. So I used to tell them, they say, how do you know that God is witnessing all our activity? Right? So take an example that suppose you kill someone, okay, with the gun. You know, when you shoot that person, how he fell down, how the blood was coming out, everything, it's in the stream. Now, because if you have the money or you have the fear to spend whole life behind the bar, you will hire the attorney to save your life, not to go to the jail, right? So when you have the court case in the court and the judge will ask you, please raise your right hand and say that I will say nothing but the truth, right? And when the judge asks you, did you kill that person? Who is there within our mind and heart they will remain even the same. You may not agree. You may externally say to the judge that I have not killed him. But within you, something will tell you at that time. When we lie, we haven't experienced that. When we lie, we know it, that I'm lying. So what is there within our heart reminding us? That's the super soul within our heart. It witnessing every activity. And in our scripture, it has mentioned that when we leave this body, there is a film will go. First, our ability to speak will go, if you have a natural then. Then your vision will go. Then you may hear somebody, your friends or relative or your wife or husband is speaking, you may hear, but you won't be able to respond. And after that, the time will come that you have no hearing, no seeing, nothing, right? And at that time, what happens? It says that all your life from childhood up to the death, you will see in a movie form what you have done exactly in your life. It will remind you at the time of death. And it's called the Chitragupta as a Paramatma who has witnessed every activity. And over there is no lawyer that can fight for you. Chitragupta will stand there and he will say, Mr. So-and-so, when you were 3-year-old, you did this. When you were 5-year-old, you did this. When you were 7-year-old, you did this. 15 years, 17, 25, 30, 65. And you have no way of arguing with Chitragupta. And then, according to this activity, then they will bestow that, okay, this is the punishment. So our life begins from aquatics. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it has mentioned our life begins from aquatics. Aquatics, also there are so many pieces of life in aquatics. Then you become grass, plant, small insect. Then you become small animals, cat, dog. Then you became birds, and then beast, and then we got the human form of life. Up to the human form of life, there is no karma, no reactions to your activity. Like dog can pee on you, and dog has no reaction because he doesn't have the intelligence. What is right, what is wrong. But if we do that, it's serious offense, right? So Krishna is so kind that we don't have any reaction up to get the human form of life. Every life the living entity lives, at the end they always progress in the spiritual path. Like from aquatics, they will become insect, animals, then the beast, and then the human being. That's a evolution will take place. No karma up to the human being. When we take birth as a human being, because the God has given us the intelligence to discriminate what is right, what is wrong, the karma start. And then, according to if you have done very much karma, you may go back to the life of aquatics. Then 8.4 million pieces of life you have to evaluate to come to the human form of life. If you have not done that many bad activity, maybe you will come again as a human body next life and you can elevate your soul like that. So everything happen in our life, it's destined. We think that because Bill Gates may think, oh, because of my intelligence, I create that empire. That's not the case. So many people try, so many people may be more intelligent, more dedicated than Bill Gates, but it was destined to happen. So in our life also, we should feel satisfied. It's not that, like if you see the father and mother, if they have 2, 3 children, right? They were born up in the same circumstances. They were eating the same food. They were living in the same atmosphere. But if you look at the ultimate destiny will be totally different. Why? Because they carry those karma with them. And their life will be totally different. One brother may be millionaire, and second brother may be struggling to maintain his family life. We have seen on our own. So we should not feel that because of our effort, I can change my destiny. Certain extent you can do little, but not whole lot. Unless we take complete shelter of the God, that's a Bhakti Yoga, is totally different at different level. That can change your destiny. If you take, because what happened? You are connecting with the root. Krishna is the one who created this whole universe. When the total annihilation comes, nothing exists in the material world, and there are so many. Even the scientists has not even figured it out how many universes are existing, even billions and billions. We don't have the knowledge. But he creates everything. And he is the one, he always remains. Even total annihilation, he always remains. And then he again creates. So as we have attained the human form of life, it is our duty to understand who we are. And once we know who we are, then we should act according to our dharma. And then you will see your life will become so blissful. Even this, all this material thing doesn't give happiness. You see so many rich people, they are suicidal. It's not that the money will bring you the happiness, but how we connect with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because he is transcendental, he's full of knowledge, he's eternal, and he is in complete bliss. The happiness that we are deriving in this material world, our Acharya says that whenever we are not suffering, little bit cessation of our suffering, we feel, oh, I'm good today, right? If you are going through the problem continuously, right? And if you suppose get the break from the problem, you will feel, but that's not the happiness. It's just the cessation of our suffering. But in spiritual world, is that bliss is so transcendental that it's even increasing at every moment, our Acharya says. That happiness we should seek for it, not the temporary happiness. How long can you maintain this, right? And that's why when the Pandavas were in the exile, so Draupadi became very hungry, thirsty. So Draupadi says to all the Pandavas that please bring some water. So first the Sahadev went there to get from the water from the lake and from the, from the sky voice came. Unless and until you answer this question, don't dare to take the water. You will have to leave your body. So Sahadev was not able to answer. Then Nakul went. Nakul was unable to answer. Then Arjuna went. Arjuna didn't answer. Then Bhima went. Bhima didn't answer. And what was the question? It says, ahani bhutani gachantima yamalaya sesa stavaram icchanti kim asyarya ataparam. Ahani bhutani. Every living beings come into this material world. We have seen by our own eyes. Our parents, grandparents, relatives, friends are living from this world, right? Everyone come in this world, they have to live. The expiration date is already written. Only unfortunate thing where we cannot read it. But the date is fixed. Gachanti Mayamalan. We have seen that they come and then leave this world. They don't come in this world with anything. They come with nothing in their head. When they leave the body, can they take anything? Nothing. Sesa Stavaram Ichanti. If you have the 14 divided by 4, 4 times 3 is 12, right? So 2 is the remainder. So who has not yet died? Sesa. Stavaram Ichanti. That everybody who died, but whoever has not yet died, they wants to stay permanently, isn't it? If 60-year-old person died, and if you are 50-year-old, you will say, oh, I have 10 more years at least. But we never remember that there are some boys who die at an age of 9. Then we should think that I'm living on the bonus life for 45 years, right? But our mind works like that. Why our mind is diluted? Because Krishna has three energies. One is spiritual energy, one called the Tatastha energy, and other one is material energy. This is the energy of Krishna. So we are, as a human being, is fall under the Tatastha energy. Tatastha means that if you are on the shore of an ocean, right? When the waves come, you can say that I'm in the water, right? And when the waves goes away, you can say I'm on the ground, right? Both positions. So similarly, we are also, as a human being, is a Tatastha Shakti. We are marginal potency. So we can be either in the water or we can be either in the ground. So it is our choice. We want to take shelter of the internal potency of Krishna or external potency of Krishna. External potency is Maya Devi. And Maya Devi has given us all opposite. What we need to do, Maya Devi always tell 100% opposite, isn't it? Our life is opposite to what the people are living in the spiritual world. Their activity is full of bliss. And it's explained in the spiritual world, if we somehow or other practice the Bhakti Yoga, then we can deliver our soul permanently. And when we go to the abode of Krishna, what is there? There is no work. Nobody can fire you. You never become sick, no disease, right? No death. You live eternally without any work. If you feel hungry, then you just tell Krishna and Balaram, hey, Krishna, I'm hungry. And so many dishes of plate will come in front of you. If you want to play, if you want to travel, you don't have to book the Airbnb. You can carry your palace with you. That's the spiritual world. This is where we belong at. And that's why Jivere Swarupa Krishna Nitya Dance. If we just follow one thing in our life, accept that we are the servant of God. We have on our own no ability. We take proud, but if we inhale even, is there any guarantee that we will be able to exalt ourselves? No. We are like a Govinda Das says that Bhajahu Remana Srinana Nanana. And then he says, Kamala Dala Jala Jivana Talamala, Bhajahu Haripada Nitire. That our life compared to the drop of water on the lotus leaf. Little wind come, drop of water goes, and our life will be destroyed. So what we gain going through all this process in our life? You know, you are all intelligent students. You are working so hard to make your life successful. But something that we need to realize that it is not through this material point of view you will be able to make yourself happy. It will never happen. And when the old age will sink in, and when the time of death, Acharya says that there will be so much pain in our body, actually, because the soul is reside in this cage, in this body, for so many years, a lot of attachment. And when the soul has to leave this body, like, you know, we live, human being, husband and wife and children. When we have to, the moment will come that you know for sure that I will have to live now. You will see how much emotions will arise in our heart, living that all the living being on the side, and we have no choice to hold on to their association. What a great pain we have to take it at the end of the life. We will see those loving person in front of us, but we have to make yourself that I'm gonna live. This is it. Last, my glance is toward my feet. So, and also it says that because similarly that soul is in its body, it will have so much attachment with the body. And that's the reason in Hindu traditions that they burn the body right away. Now they are keeping for the viewing, but in old age, if person died in the morning before the sunset, they used to burn the body within 3-4 hours. Why? Because soul can become detached from the attachment of the body. So all these our old traditions, culture is so fantastic. And that relieve the soul from the attachment for the own body. And it says that 1,000 scorpion, if one scorpion bite you, it will be so much painful. And it says at the time of that, we are going to have 1,000 scorpions biting our body. Those days, we have to think about it. And it's inevitable. It's going to happen. Nobody you see around it that has survived. Anybody has come in this world, they have to live one day. No matter how hard we try to maintain, even if you have the expert surgeon and the doctors standing right beside you, they will say, sorry, we can't do anything. This life is very short. Actually, in the Satyuga, it's lasted for millions of years more than this. The life expectancy was 100,000 years. We used to live very peacefully. There was no shortage of anything. There was no anxiety. So if you look at the Lord Ramchandra, he was 23 foot tall. We were so much tall because we were so happy. Now, as the age become from one to other degraded, we are losing our life expectancy like Satyuga, 100,000 years. And that's why you see in Indian tradition, Valmiki Goswami, he meditated for 60,000 years. That was the human form of life. In Treta Yuga, it became 10% of the original. So from 100,000, it became our life expectancy, 10,000 years in Treta Yuga. In Dwapar Yuga, 10% of the 10,000 became 1,000 years. And now in this age of Kali, the 1,000, 10% of the 1,000 is 100 years. And 100 years is also somebody live 100 years. There will be a photograph in the newspaper. Right? 70, 80, 60. We are living. Every day it says in the age of Kali, as the sun rises, sun come up at the noon time, as the sun sets, we are losing our life. Every moment of the sun, from sunrise to sunset, we are losing our life. So what we exactly are looking for in this life? You know, what are the real problem of the life? Let me ask you this. Who wants to volunteer? What is the biggest problem of all the humanity?
Forgetfulness.
Huh?
Forgetting.
Forgetting. No, not really.
Greed.
Huh?
Greed.
Great. But let me give you a little clue. These are the problem that nobody can avoid. It's not that it's going to happen to him and not to me, or not to her, or not to professor.
Yeah.
So that, and nobody wants it. Those problems, nobody wants it, but everybody get it. So what are those problems? Real problem of our life.
Yes.
Death, old age,
Disease.
and
And
birth, right? So these are the root problems of our life. Nobody wants it to die, but we have to die. Everybody has to die. There is no choice. If somebody say, I don't want to die, does it survive? No. He has to leave this world. So these are the real problems of our life. How much time we spend to solve their problem? But we try to solve all of the problems, and we put 80, 90% of the time solving the problems, right? So the solution for all this root cause of the problem is to take salsa of the lotus feet of Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Morning time is glorious, where your mind is peaceful. One more thing I would like to say, one of the few minutes I'm going to run late. My advice to you all, as a student, you go to the university, you study whole day. Your mind is absorbs the whole day. Your body is constantly working. And then you don't give the rest to the body. When you come home, Then again you start working. Take the dinner little bit off, and then you start studying until 2 o'clock as you go to the final, maybe 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Why can't you change? In the scripture, it says that if you can go back to the bed early, you can do what you are doing at night from 8 p.m. to 3 p.m. 7 hours of work you will be able to accomplish if you wake up in the morning in 3 hours. Because your mind has a rest, your body is fully rested. So it's very difficult because everybody is now used to with that. But I highly recommend. I go to bed at 7:45, and every day I wake up at 1:10, 1:15 a.m. every single day. And like last night also, I was up today also 1:15. I have not taken a nap. Whole day I was working, driving over here, and I didn't have time to take little prasad, get ready, come over here. And you can see I'm energetic. And tomorrow morning, I'll be there tomorrow morning at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in our Zoom call. Lot of strength is available, unlimited strength. Some days I have not even slept. I can sit at one place and chant 20 hours without getting up from the table. That potency is there in the holy name. Please wake up. And at least I know that you are so busy with your study. At least give 10, 15 minutes of your time in the morning. Just sit down quietly. We want to give to us ourselves some time. Who has the time? Tell me, out of all this, do you have half an hour that or 15 minutes that you sit quietly in your room and just be alone yourself? Have you found the time? We give all our time very cheap. We are selling ourselves to the corporate world, but we are not utilizing our own time. It's painful. So please take a little advice. If I know that you are already into that system, so it will be very difficult to change, but do something. We can always change our life. There is nothing impossible. And if you try, I guarantee you will get very good grades. And you will become an expert person in the world. You will have lots of energy that you have never even think about. Impossible things will become possible in your life. I have experienced myself. I don't want to take much more time, but please dwell on those thoughts when you go to sleep tonight. Thank you very much. Thank you. Sorry,
it didn't feel like extra time because your lecture was so engaging and we all enjoyed it so much. So thank you so much for the wonderful class, and we'd like to have some questions. Would you like
Yes.
to take some questions from everyone
Yes.
for 5 to 10 minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I want to know what age were you when you had started this routine?
I was about 37-year-old. Right now I'm 75.
What made you, what had inspired you?
Well, I was a very successful businessman, and I used to visit the temple, and they were financially weak. So the business franchise was giving me all the money because I purchased the business in 6 months, I doubled the profit. So they want me to open so many franchises in Houston. And they told me that we will give you all the money. And you run for a year and you sell it, profit is yours. And I said, how about the loss? They said, we will take the loss. So then I proposed to my spiritual master that at least if I have that 4 or 5 business, I can give $500,000 a year donation to the temple, because from beginning of my life, I don't have the attachment with the money.
Right,
But this is something that I have expertise. So I told my Guru Maharaj, I can do that.
right.
But he denied that because they were selling the meat. And they said, it is very good for the temple, but for your soul, it is not good. And then he gave me the specific reason. that who are the 7 people get these sins by killing the animal. So my heart and mind was so moved by that, that if I have gone to any other
Right.
church or any organization, if I say I can give you $500,000 every year, they'll say you are not doing for yourself, you are doing for God.
Right.
But my spiritual master doesn't allow me to do. So then I found that he is the most well-wisher in the whole creation. And I said, I'm gonna give my life. And it's amazing experience I have. You don't believe in 2009, I have the brain hemorrhage. I have so much faith in Krsna. I never went to the hospital and I recovered nothing, no medicines. I have taken a vow in my life that I will never go to any medical doctor. I will never take any allopathy medicine and I will never go to the hospital. This is my vow.
So how did you find out you had a brain hemorrhage?
No, because I have so much pain. And then the doctor says they run the MRI test at that time. So they found that all the bleeding was happening.
But then you went home and
Yes, I contacted one neurologist and I do a lot of the things.
amazing.
I have the disease, high blood pressure, I have cholesterol, and also I have a pre-diabetic sugar.
Mhm.
And I don't believe in allopathy medicine. In my life, hardly I have taken. So I was taking the Ayurvedic medicine, one of the devotee.
Mhm.
1 year I took it. I was taking 500 mg metformin for sugar. He didn't reduce to even 3 pills. So I challenged him that I don't want your medicine. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna cure all my disease myself. And you will see in 6 months that I will not take any medicines.
Wow.
So what I did, you want to know? For 6 weeks, I didn't drink a drop of water. I didn't eat anything for 6 weeks. This is the history. I'm telling you the truth. And if you want to do it, I will come to your home and I'll stay with you. You can put all the camera and I will do that again. It's very helpful. Only thing I consumed was the 6 ounces of fresh juice at 6 p.m. And on the 45 days, 6 weeks is 45 days, even 15 days, I didn't even take 6 ounces of juice. 48 hours, I didn't put any mouth. On 17th day, all my diseases were gone.
So with diabetes, were you able to do without eating?
Yes,
Wow.
I was not a diabetic, I was pre-diabetic, but yes. So that's the thing I'm telling you, that if we do one thing right, Krishna has given us unlimited power. We don't have to worry about anything. He protects if we have complete faith in him.
Amazing. Good question.
Thank you.
Another question.
Yes,
Is there a point in gaining theme of the lectures when everything is illusion?
yes.
Is there a point in gaining that? And if we can gain that, like how do you find the balance between material world and spiritual?
I think we should be very practical. We should not become a fanatic. Whatever we need to maintain our mind and body and soul, we should utilize material world. But we should minimize our needs in our life. When I moved to the US, I got the one book from Vanita Van Kaspel in 1978 when I moved to Houston first time. I read that book and she said that every 6 months you should open the drawer, each drawer, and see something that you have not touched, you will never use it, throw it out. Don't build a garage in your home because garage meant to park the car. 90% of the garage you see store nothing but the junk. I didn't have the garage in my house. So many simplify your life. That's where the happiness is. Why you want to keep on working for so many years? We don't need that much. I don't take breakfast. Like today, the first meal I got, it was that when I come to the Prabhu at 4:30, I took little one plate and that's enough the whole day. We don't need that much. This body God has made this so wonderful. So minimize your needs. Just make that commitment that at least if you cannot donate the money, at least open another saving account. Rupa Goswami has said that 50% of the income we should use for our maintenance. 50% we know for sure whom it belongs, to the God. I'm not saying you that you give 50% donation, but at least open another account and just live your life with 50%. Let that saving grow. And you retire at 45. Why you have to keep on working until 65? Right? Yeah, balance it and be happy. You will be more happy, I can tell you that. Yes.